So, for the ones that don't know, I'm a dungeon master. And I'm about to run a campaign that is already made. It's the Curse of a Strat, or Strat Curse. I don't know how it's called in English. In Spanish, is La Maldición de Strat. For this one, I have some players, obviously, that are my friends. And one of them decided to make a drawing of their character, which I'm so happy about, because I am an artist, so always seeing people drawing is, I don't know, it's a joy. He sent me a picture and I saw the drawing and I said, wow, it's amazing, I'm loving this, you know? So I asked him if I could transform their characters into a fully illustrated character design, image. And they said yes. So here we are. Sadly, he redesigned that drawing with another one. The first one was like a more classical sorcerer, goblin, dark. And now we have this one, alright? Why this change? Well, I was helping him, alright, to create his character, and we were going through the equipment that he gains for being a sorcerer. And he saw a sling. So he said, hey, how about I use a sling to throw spells? And I stayed still, like, oh Jesus, that's a great idea. I'm loving that. So he made a redrawing of the character, alright? And he sent me this drawing, and this is the drawing that I'm making. But the first one, I love the first one still. And this one, I'm loving it too, alright? The only problem that I have with this drawing that he made is that you think it's a rogue instead of a sorcerer. So I was having a problem with that, so that's one of the little things that I added. But overall, I will respect, the designs of the people, alright? Aside from this one, I also asked to other friends of mine, alright? And 2 more wanted to make the drawing and have a redesign made by me. So yeah, I have 2 more aside from this one. So, the magic. Knowing that he throws magic with the sling, alright, I wanted to have like emotion, and I really like the pose that he has, but it's not a 3-dimensional pose. So I wanted to twist a little bit, the camera, and have more motion. I respected, as you can see, pretty much the original design. And once I started to enter into colors, always the first one is like the one that decides the style and the vibe and the light and the shadow of the rest of the collection that I'm doing, alright? Because you want to have a coherence between those characters in terms of light and other things. So I'm making this so you can put them together and still have like a certain level of coherences. Okay, I was playing with this, and I always like the first because I can play a lot more. It's not defined. So let's analyze a little bit the colors. We have green, we have brown for the cloak, alright? What we can do about the magic to make it noticeable, alright? And to add richness. And normally the easy answer, that is the one that I take it, you want to take the contrary color. Which one are the contrary? Of brown, that is orange, and green. For the green, the contrary is red, and for orange, the contrary is blue. So, I was thinking, and I said, alright, let's do like a blue magic thing, and let's do it also purple. Why? Because purple gets closer to the red, but I didn't want to add red. Also, another thing that we have to think about is the vibe that we want to transmit. And I want a dark, dark magic vibe with this guy. So I did that, alright? I I chose the blue to have like a bluish rim light also, because rim lights are really good to indicate form and to indicate other things, alright, and to add variation to the colors. So I decided for the blue side, adding purple, alright? I didn't want to have red. So yeah, I made all of this, and here you have the final painting, drawing, whatever you want to call it, alright? So if we see side by side, alright, it's really close, and you can see that I respected a lot the design of my friend, because like the design is great. A problem that I have, alright, a little thing that annoys me, is that I made the pants brown, which I think is a bad idea. I could have done them like black or something, you know. It's annoying me because it's the same color as the cloak, and that is laziness. Straight up, it's for being lazy. Also the shoes, I don't think the shoes being that brown is really good, but it doesn't matter, alright, this is for fun. Once I had this one, I got the next drawing, and it's this one. This one is from a friend of mine that decided to make a draw, alright, aka Dark Elf, which is a really cool race to make characters of. This one, it's not a sorcerer, this one is a wizard. Hurry, you're a wizard. When she sent me this, alright, I was amazed. I loved it, alright, because she had the courage to make color, which is something like a layer of difficulty more, you know, for someone that doesn't draw, because as you can see, they don't draw. It's amazing because you have like a really nice, interesting purple hair, you know, with two buns that is dark, and then she has like this thing that is also purple, then she has like this dark charcoal cloak, then you have the top and the cut skirt and boots, alright? In terms of fashion and clothing, this is amazing. I love it, alright? It's simple but aesthetic, you know, you don't have like too much detail and too much thing, alright? Which I really like, because I really like to have like focal points in the face and in other things than the clothing, alright? So I like to have like clothing without too much stuff. So she made this drawing, and I looked at it and I was like, wow, I love it. You know, so right away I put my effort to start drawing and to start designing. So the first thing that I wanted to make in the drawing, alright, that is really necessary, is the pose, alright? And I didn't know how to pose her, alright? So I pose in my room, you know, in my head. I transformed myself into a dark elf with magic powers, alright? And I started to pose like, yeah, I'm a mage, I'm about to throw spells, you know? So naturally, I don't know why, but naturally, it came out of me like grabbing whatever type of magic I have and pulling that magic with the fingers, you know? So I stayed like a while doing pose, and naturally it came out this pose, like the pose that I made, you know, like open legs, straight back, you know, good pose, and then pulling the magic, like manipulating the magic with your hands, which I really like, alright? So once I had that idea, I started drawing, and I had to think what type of magic I would show her using. So knowing that I've already used like a bluish purple type of magic, alright, with the goblin, here knowing that she will have like dark purplish, bluish type of colors, I went, alright, for the contrary of purple and blue, that is orange and yellow. And what type of magic is orange and yellow? Fire. Alright? Fire. And by the way, I know that fire is typical, but I'm sorry. Fire is so cool. Alright? It's fucking cool. So, having her manipulating fucking fire, you know, and I also wanted to have her, like, you seen the drawing that she made her with a normal face, you know, no expression. So the idea of she manipulating fire with a chill face, you know, like, I don't care. This is every morning for me. It's such a cool, nice touch to this character. Because if you have this manipulation and this face, you know, what you are transmitting to the people that see the drawing is control and power. You know, you have control and you have power. And to be honest, wizards are known for their control and power. So I think it's a nice, you know, showcase and usage of visual cues to represent certain things. Here, sadly, we have a problem with the design, alright, that she made. That is that she has drawn her face white, alright, but she has the hair with purple, alright, and dark black, alright. She has purple, black, and white face. What is the problem? The drows don't have white faces, right? They have like purple. So purple hair with black hair on top of dark purple skin is kind of tricky. So the solution that I made is wash out, alright, the darkness and the purplish of their skin, so you can see really good the hair and you can see the shape language, alright. And also I added the tattoo as purple, because here I think is black, but I wanted to add it as purple to give a lot of more magical touch. Which I love that tattoo. The whole design, you know, the makeup and the tattoo and the two buns, because normally people they make like normal type of hairs and everything, and I think two buns, you know, double buns is such a nice touch, you know, such a fresh type of hairstyle, you know, that adds a lot of richness to the character. So I followed the same, alright. I made the cloak, the top, the cut skirt, the boots, and here you have the final drawing, which I am also freaking happy, alright. I love this, and I have loved doing this so far. Like, this is amazing. Here you have a side by side or whatever, alright. I'm really happy, especially with the fire. I think I have done a really nice graphical job in the fire, because you can see a lot of interesting shapes. I have to take a moment to say that like and subscribe, alright, because this takes time, and a little bit of support, it helps a lot. But also, aside from that, subscribe, alright. Aside from that, I'm so happy that they have drawn their characters, because yeah, it's not gonna look how they imagine that they would look when they draw it, you know, but I think that the drawing and having this time to make your own character, you know, in paper, I think it's a nice, fun time. And they enjoyed it a lot, alright? A lot! They loved it. They loved doing all these things. So, like, watching that in the year that is so easy to go to ChatGPT or any other AI stuff to do easy character designs, you know, that will give you, like, basic classical, not fun ideas, you know, like it's just normal stuff that will look kind of fine. Instead of doing that, getting into the paper and doing fun stuff and putting what is in your head exactly into the paper, like I loved so much that, and I loved that they took the initiative to draw by themselves. So I wanted to do this thing with them. So there's one more. So here you have the drawing, and this one is for somebody that actually draws, alright? She's a friend of mine that draws a lot, alright? Here you have the Instagram if you want to check on her. She draws a lot of interesting stuff, alright? And it has really cool drawings, alright? I really like what she does. But here, I don't know why, I think she hates me internally because there's like, Jesus Christ, like I already did 2, alright? I'm doing 2 of characters, you know, back to back. It's cool, but it burns you a little bit. So she came to me and she said, hey, there's still time for you to do my character. And I was like, yeah, sure. And she sent me this, alright? The amount of notes that I had to read, alright? And when I saw that she had like heavy armor, I was like, oh Jesus Christ, kill myself. If this one had been the first one that I did, it would have been okay, alright? But this is the last one. I already drawed and painted 2 of them, alright? I have been drawing and painting for hours, and now I have to do heavy armor. Oh my god. I wanted to kill myself, alright? I'm not gonna lie. And she knew, because there, where she put it, armadura completa, that is full armor, she put it, lo siento, that is, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, she knew I wanted to kill myself, but I had to do it. As you can see, like, this is a fine drawing with an interesting design, and I wanted to follow as much as I could with all that, and obviously I read all the points that she made it. If you know Spanish, read it. If you don't know, I'm not gonna traduce every single thing. Principally, I wanted to follow the drawing per se, alright? I was prioritizing the drawing on top of the notes. So I was seeing a lot of different things. First of all, she has like a neck protecting thing, alright? She had like shoulder pads, it's called, I don't know how it's called. Then she has chainmail, alright? She has like a chest solid piece, and then she has like a skirt, alright? That doesn't start in the waist, it starts when the chest armor ends. Then you have like belts in the waist. I was following all these things, and I started to draw. Everything went fine with the other 2, but sadly for this one, the burnout kicked me hard. Sadly, I was not in my high level performance to make this one. So I started to mess it up a lot in the sketching phase, but I tried my best, alright? So, by the way, I haven't said it. She is a half drow, half elf, half Asimar, I don't know. But it has a lot of halves, alright? And also, she is a paladin. So, yeah, I was having problems with the pose because she described the character as a more chill, you know, calm character. So I needed to represent that into the drawing, so I wanted to have like more relaxed standing pose, but I didn't know what type of a standing pose would be interesting. So I started playing with type of poses, and I ended up with one that she has like the hand on a shield that it wasn't in the original, but like I needed something to put the hand, because if I put the hand just relaxed in the side, it would have looked kind of bad, alright, in terms of the silhouette, and just pulling out that hand to have some negative spaces, you know, for the silhouette and having the shield would have given her like a lot of richness, you know, in the character design. Here, the thing that I'm most proud of, I think, is the face, which I'm so happy about, because if the face came out somewhat bad, it would be like devastating. What it's really noticeable that it fucks me up when I'm burnout is the materials. I haven't done such a bad job at drawing materials in a long time. I hope I have the strength to go back to this one and repaint it, alright? Sadly, it didn't came out as I wanted. Here you have the final product, alright? I tried to follow all the guidelines that she gave me, but I was burned out, dude. Like, it's sad because it's such a cool idea of character. Like, I really like the character, alright? I don't know, and it is what I said before. I hope I have the strength to come back and repaint the character, because I'm not happy with this. I'm just not, and it's such an unfair thing, you know, to do when it's the character of another person, you know. I'm just sad. Anyways, this is everything. I hope you liked the video. I hope you enjoyed the art, alright? And yeah, have a nice day. Bye.